Here's a quiet, powerful truth whispering through the universe. You always get what you want, not because you force it, not because you chase it, but because your inner world creates your outer experience. Every desire you have is valid. Every longing is a signal, not of lack, but of potential. Let us gently walk together through this truth, so you may reclaim your power with love, not effort, with trust, not tension. Desire is not something to be feared, judged, or pushed away. It is not a flaw in your character or a sign of lack. Desire is divine. It is the whisper of your soul, gently guiding you toward what is possible for you. So often we are taught to suppress our longings, to feel guilty for wanting more, or to believe that asking for what we truly want is selfish. But desire is a sacred language, and when we listen to it without shame, we begin to align with the life we are truly meant to live. Every desire you have comes from a place deep within your spiritual essence. It is not random, it is not meaningless. It is a spark placed inside your heart by the loving intelligence of the universe. Think of desire as a compass. It is not trying to pull you away from gratitude or the present moment. It is guiding you toward expansion, toward more joy, more growth, more love. Desire is a sign that your soul is awake, it is alive, it is ready for something new, and that readiness is holy. When you feel a longing for something, whether it's love, purpose, healing, or abundance, it is not because you are broken or ungrateful. It is because something inside you knows what is possible. Something inside you knows there is more for you. And instead of criticizing yourself for wanting, honor yourself. Say yes to that sacred yearning. It is the way forward. It is the divine blueprint calling you home to yourself. There is a great power in accepting your desires as pure. We have been conditioned to see desire as greedy or needy, but that is a misunderstanding of spiritual truth. You were never meant to deny your heart. You were meant to listen to it. Your desires do not separate you from your spiritual path. They are the path. What if the thing you want the most is not a distraction, but a doorway? What if it's the universe showing you your next chapter? Desire becomes divine when it flows through love, not the love of possession, not the love of achievement, but the love of becoming who you truly are. When you want something from a place of alignment, your desire is clean, clear, and magnetic. It doesn't carry desperation, it carries faith. It doesn't carry force, it carries flow. You don't need to chase your desires, you need to embody the version of you who naturally receives them. This is not about manipulation or forcing the universe to deliver on demand. This is about remembering that your desires are already connected to you. They are not outside of you. They are unfolding through you. Just as a flower does not struggle to bloom, your desires do not struggle to become reality when you nurture them with love and belief. The more you resist your desire, the more tension you create. The more you embrace it as a natural expression of your soul, the more peace you find in the process of allowing. You are worthy of what you want, not because you've worked hard enough, suffered long enough, or proven yourself. You are worthy simply because you exist. Your worth is not earned through perfection. It is innate. And once you deeply accept that truth, your desires stop feeling heavy. They begin to feel like invitations to rise into your full self. Your desires become a form of prayer, a dialogue between you and the universe, saying, yes, I am ready. Yes, I am open. Yes, I trust. You do not need to be afraid of wanting more. You do not need to explain, justify, or shrink your vision. You are not too much. Your dreams are not too big. If it lives in your heart, it belongs in your life. The very fact that you can imagine it is proof that it's possible. You are not alone in your desire. The same loving force that created the stars and the oceans placed that dream in your soul. That dream is not foolish, it is sacred. That desire is not a burden, it is your becoming. Desire becomes a blessing when you allow it to guide you rather than control you. When you soften into it instead of gripping it. When you trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by. It may not come in the exact form or timing you expect, but it will come in the form that most honors your growth and your joy. And that is always enough. So today, take a deep breath, close your eyes, and return to your center. Ask yourself gently, what do I truly desire? Let the answer rise without judgment. Let it speak without fear. Then whisper to yourself, this desire is divine. It is safe to want what I want. It is safe to be who I am. Because the universe is always listening, always loving, and always ready to co-create with a heart that believes. The universe is always listening, always responding, not to your words, but to the energy behind them. It does not respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you believe you deserve. Belief is the key. It is the silent signal you are constantly sending out into the world. And that signal is shaping your reality moment by moment. If you believe the world is kind, you will see kindness everywhere. If you believe love is scarce, you will experience scarcity in relationships. If you believe you are powerful, that belief will draw experiences that confirm your strength. This is not magic. This is alignment. Your belief is like a magnet, attracting to you situations, people, and outcomes that mirror the frequency you hold within. You cannot fake belief. You cannot speak beautiful affirmations with your mouth while holding fear in your heart and expect miracles to show up. The universe knows the difference between hope and belief. Hope is a wish. Belief is a knowing. When you step into that knowing, even before the evidence appears, you begin to live in the vibration of your desired reality. And from that place, things shift. Not because you are trying to make them shift, but because you have aligned with what is already true in the energetic realm. You don't have to beg for what you desire. You don't have to chase after it. The universe is not withholding anything from you, but it can only meet you where your belief lives. If you want love but believe deep down you're not good enough, you will attract situations that reinforce that belief. If you want abundance but carry the belief that money is hard to receive or dangerous to have, you will unconsciously block the very thing you're asking for. The problem is never the desire. The question is, do you believe it's possible for you? It is a beautiful thing to desire change. But lasting change happens from within. You must believe that healing is available to you. You must believe that you are not broken or forgotten. You must believe that you are capable of stepping into a new version of yourself. No one else can believe it for you. No external source can validate you enough to make it true. It is something you must claim quietly and confidently, even when the evidence hasn't yet appeared. Belief is not loud. It does not shout or prove itself. True belief is still. It is calm. It says, I know it will come because it is already mine in spirit. It doesn't panic when things seem delayed. It doesn't shrink when obstacles arise. It stands steady like a mountain rooted in the earth, knowing that everything meant for it is on its way. You are not meant to control the timing. You are not responsible for the how. You are only responsible for the what and the why. What do you desire and why does your soul long for it? Get clear, then believe that it is not only possible, it is inevitable, as long as you stay aligned with the vibration of it. That means thinking in ways that support your desire, speaking in ways that honor your growth, making choices from a place of love rather than fear. There will be moments when doubt creeps in. That's human. But you don't have to live in doubt. You can observe it, thank it, and return to your belief. Every time you do, you strengthen your signal to the universe. You say, yes, I am still available for this. Yes, I still believe, even now, especially now. And remember, belief is not built in a single moment. It is strengthened through practice. It's the daily choice to speak kindly to yourself, to see challenges as opportunities, to affirm your worth even when life feels heavy. Each of these choices is a brick in the foundation of your belief. And as you build, the universe listens. It listens when you declare, I am enough. It listens when you say, I am worthy of love. It listens when you affirm, what I desire is already on its way. This is how you co-create with life, not by force, but by faith, not by pleading, but by preparing. Prepare your heart to receive. Prepare your mind to expect good things. Prepare your spirit to be open, soft, and ready. Because the universe is not judging you, it is simply mirroring you. It does not choose what you receive. You do. So believe in your beauty, believe in your ability to grow, believe in the power of your thoughts, your words, your presence. Believe that everything is always working out for you, even when it looks like it isn't. That belief alone can move mountains. That belief can create miracles, because the universe responds not to what you want, it responds to what you believe. And when your belief is rooted in love, in truth, and in trust, there is absolutely nothing you cannot receive. Everything you've been searching for, peace, love, clarity, success, healing, it already lives within you. You are not missing anything. You are not broken or incomplete. You are not in need of something outside of yourself to make you whole. You are whole right now. The very essence of what you desire is already present in your soul. You do not need to chase it. You need only to remember. We live in a world that constantly tells us we're not enough, that happiness is out there somewhere, waiting to be earned, bought, or achieved. We're conditioned to believe that something external will finally bring us the feeling we're longing for. But no matter how far you look or how hard you strive, the truth remains unchanged. The answers are already inside you. The love you seek is within. The peace you crave is already in your heart. The power you wish for has always been yours. So much of our suffering comes from believing that we are separate from what we want, that there is a gap between who we are and who we must become. But what if there's no gap? What if the only thing standing between you and the life you dream of is the belief that you don't already hold the key? When you release that illusion, you realize you've had the key all along. It's in your thoughts, your choices, your energy, and your belief in your own worth. You do not need to wait for a perfect moment or a perfect version of yourself to feel whole. The wisdom you're looking for is already in your cells. The light you're chasing is already shining in your spirit. You're not meant to become someone else. You're meant to remember who you are. Underneath the layers of fear, pain, conditioning, and comparison lies a radiant being, fully equipped for this life. Stop thinking you have to earn your worth. Stop believing you need to prove yourself in order to be loved. You were born worthy. You were born lovable. You were born with a unique energy that no one else can duplicate. And when you come back to that truth, you stop searching and start expressing. You start living from the inside out, not the outside in. You already have the strength to rise from whatever is weighing you down. The resilience you admire in others, it lives in you too. The courage you seek is already breathing through your heart. You don't need to become fearless to move forward. You only need to trust that you can take the next step, and then the next, and then the next. Because strength isn't about never feeling afraid. It's about choosing to walk with faith anyway. So often we wait for signs to tell us it's safe to begin. We wait for permission to shine, to love, to let go, to start over. But the truth is, the only permission you ever needed was your own. You have the authority to say, I am ready. You have the power to say, this is enough. I choose a new path. That power doesn't come from someone else. It comes from within you. Think of a seed. Everything it needs to become a tree is already inside it. It doesn't need to go searching for bark or leaves. It doesn't look around asking other plants if it's good enough. It simply surrenders to the process and allows its own potential to unfold. You are the same. Everything you need to grow into your fullest expression is already encoded in your soul. The moment you stop doubting that truth is the moment things begin to shift. You attract better, not because you chase better, but because you become better. Better aligned, better grounded, better aware of your own divine power. This isn't about arrogance or pretending you have all the answers. It's about knowing that you are not empty, you are not lost, you are not unworthy. You are, and always have been, complete. If you could see yourself the way life sees you, whole, radiant, and full of light, you would never question your value again. You would stop searching for validation and start celebrating your own existence. You would look within and say, I already have it. I already am it. I am enough as I am. You don't need to wait to be chosen. You don't need to earn love, peace, or purpose. These things are not rewards. They are reflections of what already lives within you. And as you begin to believe in that truth, the outside world will begin to reflect it back to you. The more you recognize your inner richness, the more abundance flows into your life naturally. So take a deep breath, close your eyes, and return home to yourself, not to fix, not to change, but to remember. The answers you seek, already inside. The healing you desire, already unfolding. The love you long for, already growing in your own heart. You already have it within you. You always have, you always will. Letting go is not giving up. It is choosing peace over pressure. Releasing the struggle doesn't mean you no longer care. It means you trust. You stop forcing, you stop controlling, you stop trying to make life bend to your will, and instead you open your hands and allow life to unfold as it's meant to. There is a difference between action that comes from alignment and action that comes from fear. Struggle is born from fear. Flow is born from faith. We have been taught that if we want something badly enough, we must work relentlessly, suffer through it, grind without rest, and never quit until we achieve it. But struggle is not the only way to receive. Struggle is not the divine path. The universe doesn't reward your pain, it responds to your energy. And when your energy is frantic, desperate, or heavy with resistance, it only mirrors more of that back to you. There is a gentler way, a wiser way, a more loving way. When you release the struggle, you create space for clarity. You make room for guidance. You soften enough to hear the quiet whisper of your inner knowing. That whisper can't be heard when you're wrapped tightly in anxiety, control, and pressure. Sometimes the most powerful move you can make is to pause, breathe, and surrender. This is not surrender in the sense of defeat. It is surrender in the sense of alignment. You are choosing to trust that what is for you will find its way to you, without you needing to chase or beg or prove yourself. You are trusting the process. You are trusting the divine timing. You are trusting that you are enough, even when things aren't happening as quickly or easily as you hoped. Releasing the struggle doesn't mean you stop dreaming or working toward your goals. It means you stop gripping them so tightly that you choke the joy out of the journey. You show up with intention, but you leave room for grace. You do your part, and then you let the universe do its part. You allow inspired action to rise instead of exhausting yourself with fear-based effort. You let the current carry you rather than swimming against it with tired arms. You are not meant to suffer your way into healing. You are not required to hustle your way into love. You do not need to prove your worth by burning out, by striving endlessly, by being everything to everyone. Peace is productive. Rest is holy. Stillness is medicine. When you allow yourself to step back, to breathe, to trust, you shift your frequency, and that shift is what changes everything. Sometimes the reason your desire hasn't manifested yet is not because it's out of reach, but because your energy is still in struggle. You're clinging too tightly. You're overthinking, over-efforting, trying to force it into existence. And that energy blocks the flow. Think of holding a fistful of water. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But when you relax your hand, the water remains. The same is true with your dreams. Letting go isn't failure, it's faith. Faith that what's meant for you is already in motion. Faith that delays are not denials, they're redirections, protection, preparation. Faith that you don't have to know the how or the when in order to be at peace now. This moment is enough. You are enough. And from that energy of sufficiency, more will come. If you've been struggling, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, take this as your permission to lay the struggle down. You don't need to carry it anymore. You've done enough. You've tried hard enough. Now, allow ease to enter. Allow gentleness to guide you. You can still move forward, but do so with softness in your heart and spaciousness in your spirit. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to fix everything in a day. You just need to trust that each small step taken with calm presence will carry you to where you're meant to be. Life is not against you. The universe is not punishing you. Things may feel uncertain, but uncertainty is not danger. It is simply the space between what you were and what you are becoming. Let yourself breathe there. Let yourself soften there. Choose presence over pressure. Choose trust over tension. And remind yourself often, when I release the struggle, I return to peace. When I stop grasping, I begin receiving. When I surrender, I align. Because what is truly meant for you will never require you to lose yourself in the process of reaching for it. What is meant for you will feel like home. It will meet you with grace, and it will arrive more easily when you stop fighting and start flowing. So let go. Not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. You are safe, you are supported, and it is safe to release the struggle now. And the moment you feel a desire rise within you, something sacred is taking place. That desire is not random. It is a message, a divine nudge, a whisper from the deeper part of you that knows what is meant for your life. But once the desire is felt, something else often follows. Fear. Fear of not having it, fear of wanting too much, fear of disappointment, fear that you are not enough to receive it. And that fear begins to speak louder than the original feeling. But the truth is, the feeling was the signal. The feeling was the compass pointing you toward your higher path. That joyful, expansive, exciting sensation you experienced when you first imagined the dream. That is the frequency you are meant to live in. That feeling is your guide. It is your alignment. And your only job is to stay in the feeling, not in the fear. You were never meant to figure everything out in your head. Your mind can only work with what it already knows, what it's already seen, what it's been taught to believe. But your soul is limitless. It speaks in feelings. It speaks in visions. It gives you dreams not to tease you, but to prepare you for the version of yourself you are ready to become. And you align with that version, not by worrying your way into it, but by feeling your way into it. So often we receive a beautiful idea, a dream, a vision, and within minutes the fear begins to whisper, how will this happen? What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? That fear is not truth. It is habit. It is programming. It is your old self trying to keep you in familiar territory. But familiar does not always mean safe. Sometimes familiar is just what we've known, not what we've deserved. The feeling, the original spark of inspiration, is the language of alignment. It tells you this is for you. But staying in that vibration takes practice. It requires awareness. It means noticing when fear enters the room and gently guiding yourself back to the feeling of faith, of joy, of trust. You are not wrong for feeling fear. You are human. But you don't have to live there. You don't have to let fear run the show. You can observe it, honor it, and then choose again. Choose the feeling that came before the fear. Choose the feeling that felt like light, like love, like peace. That is your true direction. Think of the times when you were most in love with life, when you felt inspired, alive, open, connected. Those feelings were not random. They were glimpses of what's possible for you. They were moments of vibrational clarity. And the more you return to those emotions, not by force, but by intention, the more you invite those matching experiences into your reality. Fear often tries to protect you, but it doesn't always tell the truth. It's a leftover survival mechanism trying to keep you small. But you were not created to live in limitation. You were created to expand, to grow, to stretch into new levels of yourself. The feeling of your desire is the invitation. The fear is just background noise. You don't have to fight it. Just don't let it decide your future. When fear says you can't, return to the feeling that said, but I want to. When fear says you're not ready, return to the feeling that said, but I'm excited. When fear says, what if it goes wrong? Return to the feeling that said, but what if it works? Every time you choose the feeling over the fear, you strengthen your trust muscle. You align more deeply with the version of yourself who already has what you desire. And from that place of alignment, life responds differently. Doors open, ideas flow, people appear, because you are no longer vibrating at the level of worry. You are vibrating at the level of faith. The universe matches your dominant frequency, not your wishful thinking. It listens to the energy you carry, not just the words you speak. So speak with joy. Think with faith. Feel with purpose. Your job is not to control every outcome. It is to maintain the vibration of what you know is meant for you. You can still be practical, you can still take action, but let that action come from inspired energy, not from panic. Let your decisions come from calm intention, not from fear of missing out or being left behind. You are not behind. You are right on time. And when you stay in the feeling, you walk in alignment with that timing. Return to the feeling every morning. Return to it when doubt creeps in. Return to it when nothing seems to be happening. The feeling is your truth. The fear is a shadow. And shadows only exist where there is already light. Stay in the feeling. That is where the miracle lives. That is where your power lives. That is where the universe meets you. Not in your panic, not in your fear, but in your peace. Your words are not just sounds, they are seeds. Each sentence you speak, each thought you give voice to carries energy that creates. You are speaking your reality into being every single day, whether you realize it or not. What you speak becomes what you expect. What you expect becomes what you believe. And what you believe becomes what you receive. The universe is always listening, not in judgment, but in resonance. It is responding not just to what you want, but to what you continually affirm. When you say, nothing ever works out for me, the energy of that statement begins to gather and build. When you say, I always attract loving experiences, the same thing happens. The power is not in whether the words are positive or negative. The power is in the repetition, the belief, the feeling behind them. You are the author of your life. You are writing the next chapter with every word you speak. So speak with intention, speak with purpose. Speak with the awareness that you are not just describing your life, you are directing it. If you want change, begin with your language. Speak it before you see it. Declare it before you have the proof. Not because you're trying to trick yourself, but because you're training your energy to match what you want to experience. Your words are tools. They are bridges. They are the signal you send to the universe saying, I am ready for this. I choose this. I believe in this. It doesn't matter what the current reality looks like. Reality is not fixed. It is flexible. It is a mirror constantly reshaped by the energy you carry and the words you speak. You are not powerless. You are not stuck. You are simply one choice away from shifting your entire direction. Speak health, speak abundance, speak peace, speak joy, speak healing. Even if you feel none of those things in this moment, speak them anyway, because the act of speaking begins the process of believing, and belief is the foundation upon which manifestation is built. This is not about pretending life is perfect. It's about reclaiming your creative power. It's about refusing to keep affirming limitation, fear, and lack. It's about knowing that your words shape your mindset, your mood, and your momentum. When you say, I am healing, your body listens. When you say, money flows to me with ease, your energy shifts. When you say, I am worthy of love, your heart begins to open. When you say, everything is working out for me, the universe rearranges itself to match your faith. And even when it feels slow, even when nothing seems to be changing, keep speaking it into being. Do not be discouraged by the delay. Trust the energy you're building. Trust the shift that's happening behind the scenes. Just as you do not dig up a seed the day after you plant it, do not undo your manifestations by speaking doubt. Speak life, speak trust, speak truth. The more you affirm what you want, the more your subconscious begins to believe it. And once your subconscious believes it, your entire life begins to move in that direction. Because your subconscious is the engine behind your actions, your habits, your decisions. It listens more to your repeated words than your passing thoughts. So become deliberate, become conscious. Speak from the energy of creation, not reaction. When something goes wrong, don't fall into the trap of affirming failure. Instead, say, this is temporary. I am learning. I am evolving. Something better is coming. That is how you take your power back. Start your mornings with intention. Today is a gift. I am grateful. I am open to miracles. Speak love over your relationships. I attract healthy, respectful connections. Speak peace over your mind. My thoughts are gentle. My mind is clear, I'm safe. Speak abundance over your finances. Money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. Speak faith over your future. My path is unfolding perfectly. I trust the process. And speak compassion over yourself. I am doing my best. I honor where I am. I am enough. You do not have to be perfect to speak powerfully. You do not have to feel strong to declare strength. The act of speaking is what activates the strength. Your voice carries the frequency of transformation. Use it. The universe takes your words seriously. So speak only what you wish to see. Do not use your words to describe the pain unless it is to heal it. Use them to declare the healing. Use them to call forth the good. Speak as if what you desire is already on its way, because the moment you speak with belief, it is. Speak it into being. Let your voice be a vessel of light. Let your words be a blueprint for the life you know is possible. And remember always, your words create worlds. Speak wisely, speak lovingly, speak boldly, because everything you want begins with what you say.